Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to this video. This is a video product review of the Ultrafire WF-503B flashlight, and I have the olive Type 2 finish version. You can also get this light in black. I bought this light, I believe I bought it used off the Candle Power Forum marketplace, but I've seen this on eBay, and Deal Extreme has the same thing for about 20 bucks. I paid about that much for it on the used marketplace. So let's take a look here at the inside of it. It's basically a standard P60 type drop-in host. It'll also fit incandescents as well as LED drop-in modules. So I like to use it with LED modules, and I can go into that a little bit further here. But let's take a look at the tail cap area. It's got really nice machining and really nice quality cut threads overall. It's got a really nice switch cap. They did a really nice job on the switch cap. The spring itself is really solid. It's very stiff. It doesn't wobble or shift back and forth. So they did a really nice job on the switch cap, I think. It's a reverse clicky that's really smooth, and it has a silicone boot on the back that can be replaced. Okay, so here's the threads. A nice silicone O-ring. It's kind of gunked up and dirty. I haven't cleaned it in a long time, but the inside walls of the light are also anodized. Okay, so there's the tail cap end. Let's look at the business end of the light. So I'm using this particular light to host an MCE drop-in module. This is the 3-mode module that you get at Deal Extreme. So all in all, in total, this light is about a $40, maybe $45 light. So there you have it. You can take the front glass window comes out if you use some needle nose pliers and remove this bezel trim ring right here. I'm not going to show you how to do that, but it just simply unscrews. My one minor complaint is the O-ring gasket that fits between the lens and the flashlight shoulder, the metal shoulder in there, was a little too big, so the O-ring didn't really engage the way it's supposed to. So technically, this light is not really submersible. You could probably get it wet, no problem. Maybe shower, a light rain, or something like that in a rain shower, and you'd be okay. But you don't want to submerge this light, at least not without replacing that front gasket. So for a $20 light, I'm not going to really nitpick too much. But if I'm paying, a lot more for it, I would probably complain about that. Okay, so the O-ring engagement is very nice at the front bezel end. Again, it's really dirty and gunked up from the grease. I haven't cleaned it in ages. Okay, in fact, I've actually gotten this light wet before, and it was perfectly fine. So in the rain, no big deal. Again, as I mentioned, I'm using it to host a drop-in module with an MCE emitter, and here's the back side. So I like to foil wrap. My modules to improve thermal conductivity to help keep the LEDs cool. And that's one of the really nice things about this host, is that this area right here is very deep. It's very deep going this way, and so it cradles the entire drop-in module and provides a thermal contact for that. So you want as much thermal contact as possible, thermal conductivity as possible between the LED, the drop-in module, and the body of the flashlight. Okay, so that's the one thing this light does very well. And there's the inside of the tube. It's got really nice machining, very nice machining quality for a light in this price range. No need to drill and bore. It's already bored for an 18650 cell, and that is my preference. Okay, so just drop the module back in, tighten the whole assembly down. And there you go. Make sure it's tight. Okay, there you go. Alright, so let's drop the cell in and show you all that business as well. There you go. I'm using, again, an 18650 cell. Just dropped it right in. Very uneventful. I've had this light now for, gosh, maybe 2 years, and it's been completely uneventful and as reliable as my most expensive lights. So I'm not going to bother doing an outdoor beam shot review, simply because your outdoor beam shots are going to look like whatever module you put in, whatever drop-in you're using, but in this case it's a reverse clicky, and it works very nicely with multi-mode drop-ins because you simply half press to activate the different modes. So this particular mode doesn't have a very low mode. It's more like high and medium. There's obviously the strobe, but there's high and there's medium. And again, a nice feature of this light is it's a very good thermal conductive host, and part of that has to do with the fact that it's actually bigger than a Surefire 6P. Okay, the body diameter is actually bigger in the 503B than the 6P, so that has a twofold pro-con effect. Number one, you might have a hard time weapon mounting this if you wanted to in a 1-inch diameter rail clamp that's standardized for a 1-inch diameter body flashlight. But the flip side of that is it's a great thermal conductive heatsink. The more mass you have, the more the more metal you have in your body, in the body of the light, it draws heat away from the LED when you keep it on for long time periods. So, okay, so there you have it. That's pretty much it. This is the Ultrafire WF-503B flashlight.